Okay, we got a lot of stuff to do now. Okay, I bent the frame back over a little bit here. Made a very small adjustment here. I moved it over maybe 3/16 of an inch. After we're all said and done, this is straight. This one here is coming straight out the frame. It needs to come in just a little bit. Pretty close. We're going to move the tire over this direction to get chain clearance because we're rubbing on the chain down there. We need to move the wheel back because we're going to hit the frame right there. The swing arm as soon as I move the wheel over. So I was going to order up a smaller sprocket, but I don't have that right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a 21/2 sprocket. This is for a 79 to 84 Sportster. I'm going to take off the 22 that I put on it for more gear. So when you put the 21 there and you put a smaller sprocket back here, it'll raise the gear back up to the same, but everything is in different locations. So we'll probably wind up going back to taller gearing, but we'll have to play with this a little bit. So right now I need to do a bunch of little stuff to get what I want. So I'm going to start by ripping and tearing over here. I'm going to get the shock off the other side so I can play with some other stuff. I got to see where the washer goes on the alignment of the shock. Over here, yeah, tripod, fighting. So first thing I got to do is see where the offset's supposed to be at. If it needs any offset. If it needs anything, it needs at the top. One washer at the top. It's probably all it needs. I'm not sure if it really needs anything up here though. Let's see where these washers come in at. Let's see if the shock bottoms out where it's supposed to. No. Definitely goes at the top, because without the washer on the top, the stud's going to be too long. By the thickness of the washer, so I purposely made it to work correctly. Okay, so now we know how it's supposed to go, because I couldn't remember. So I'm going to leave that off right now. But we know. Okay, I got to take this one off over here so I can get the bolt out over here. We can get the washer over here, we don't have it. That works. This is too high in the air. Alright, I just had everything I needed. What did I do with all my parts? In the strut, dumbass. I'm going to put two 3/8 washers in here as a spacer. Put the bolt in this other side. Need another washer though. coat. Okay, that's tight. Okay, so that's on there. Stretch just a little bit wide. Fenders 8 at 7.5. We're actually just under 7.5. A bend like that will fix that problem. I think we need to bend this side out more, not the other way. Fine tuning device. Here's Mr. Fine. We're gonna do some tuning. That shock fell off over there finally. That fine tuned a little bit. Stick this over here. Oh. For that fancy chrome rim there. Yeah. Bend that like that. Fine tuned. Alright, what do we got now? Tight 7.5. Same in the back. He's closer. This side's closer. Alright. Fender should just go in there. This strut needs to come up in the air a lot though. Someone needs to go up, someone needs to go down. They're not the same location, so I guess this one needs to go up a little bit. Go no higher than that. And I remember I bent this frame a little bit, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know if I got it back up straight or not. My guess is probably bent down a little bit. Pretty good taking these on off. Okay. It's definitely low. About 1/8 of an inch low on this side. So this needs to go up a little bit. So I need a professional straightening device to do this. Who has one of those in their back pocket? We can try brute force a couple different ways. Let's see, what's our best option here? I'm not sure. Probably one of them. Yeah, first thing I do is put shock on this side. I'm gonna go in. It'll go in. No problem. Nope. There we go. Amazing how you take the load off of it. Things pop together when you take the load off the shocks. Yeah. Good to go. Two tools work good for straightening these frame ears. A fork tube and a big crescent wrench. Your choice. I'll try this tool right here. I don't think it was enough to do anything. Except lift the bike up. Actually, it did move it a little bit. Yeah. Problem is getting enough leverage to do anything. Muscle there. Oh yeah, we overdid it. Good. That means I can bend it out a little bit too while I'm at it. See, that's why you got to put braces on these things because they're weak as hell. Pretty flat, slightly downhill, I think. Boom, boom, boom. Still downhill a little bit. Oh. 5/8. It's definitely bent in. From all that heating and bending. That'll get some motivation onto that thing. Oh yeah. 5/8 now there. We're almost 5/8. We're 5/8 right through there a little bit. One more of those. Alright. Get on this. Still a little bit downhill. pretty close. Anything Mr. Persuader here won't fix. My back hasn't given out yet, so we're all right. Oh, it definitely adjusts it though. That's why I go to the gym doing this shit. Oh, that thing just flexed. It didn't bend. Piece of crap. You just made me feel like I did something. Whew. Just a workout. Damn. Doesn't like to move, does it? Need more grunt. She's a flexing, but it ain't bending. Need more leverage. Workout. Let's see here. It's tempting me that it's actually doing something, but I think it actually did kind of move. Check back here on the tip. And back there looks a little low. It only needs about 20-30 thou. Problem is getting it. Need more leverage. Yeah. 36-inch crescent wrench. Alright. One more shot before I pull my back out. This don't work when we just start beating on it with a hammer. Oh, that's tiring. It's close. I think it is moving. I think I might have got it. Even I'm just getting tired. Whichever comes first. Oh. Jeez. Should we move it this way? Probably. Oh yeah. Of course it moves that way. Why wouldn't it? 5/8 solid. We're under 5/8 out here. Yeah, why wouldn't it move up that way? Alright, I'm done playing with it. Alright. There's how you play with it. Show who's boss. It looked at me funny, so I hit it. Alright, 5/8. 5/8. It actually looks like it might be there. Damn! The hammer's a lot less work. I like it better. My back don't care about the hammering part. It cares about the yanking part. Okay, I think we're good. Alright. Let's put it together to find out. Where'd my shot go? Oh. Why am I getting tired? Somebody said I was getting too old for this in the comments. Yeah, I'm just getting out of shape. Never too old. Yeah. Look at that, my bolt. That stupid slot I got doesn't need it as much now. Pulled it where it belongs finally. Alright. Better. The rest of the way we can bend it. Okay. How's that look? It actually looks pretty good. Got it low enough where I can see. Yeah, we might be slightly high now on that side. Yeah, that comes down easy though. Oh yeah, that does. That makes it nice. That looks pretty flat. I like that. Oh, my back hurts. Oh. All right. Oh, it's bending down sucks. Okay, here's what we're looking at. Whew. So what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at the top of this here, right across here. This actually humps up slightly in the middle, so look on the two edges. And you want to make sure it looks flat when you look at it like this. So you just go up and down like that until you get right on the horizontal plane. You can see exactly what you're looking at. So see how you get the struts just right there on that area? Now when I was checking the frame horns up here, I was doing the same thing. I had that laying right there, like that. And you go up and down until you see it in the sight plane, right there. And you can see it. Now you can pull on the camera real quick. I can't do that with my eyeballs, but you can. So you can see how it's pretty even. And then right there. And we're holding the camera flat, hopefully. Okay, we gained a little bit of clearance over here with all that beating and banging. Oh! Because I moved this frame horn out a little bit, because it needed it. Okay, fender is 7 1/4 inches. Should be, or 7.5 I mean. Damn, somehow we lost clearance. How'd that happen? Okay, we're 7.5 on the front. And back here in the back, we are 1/8 inch under that. Okay, so which one looks like it needs to be bent over? The right side, this one here. Or left side, I mean. See this one here, you look right down the chain line, because I know the chain is square. And you can, it actually looks like this side might actually be too far out. So this is the problem right here. So you just go like that with your foot a little bit. Make it a little harder, like that. Yeah, that moved it. Customers never liked it when I did that with their bikes. I used to drop kick their bikes right in front of them to straighten the fenders. They didn't appreciate that too much. Yeah, see, there you go. But that's how you straighten your rear fender. You got to bend the brackets over. They've been pretty easy independently. When you bolt them together and tighten them up, they're really hard to bend. All right, so this one here, I got 2 washers jammed up under here to take up the slack. So that put this thing slightly skew into the inside. So if you look at the bracket right here, see how it's thicker here than here? By 1 washer, we're coming this way. So that's my offset coming in this way. Now when I got over to here, I just bent the thing back. So it's going to bend it right here where the bolt is and just straightens it back out. And that gets our offset in there we want it. This one here, obviously I got a little more carried away. I bent the hell out of the strut and I bent the hell out of the frame. Now later on I'll come back, I'll bend this down with a hammer right here. My nice steel hammer will hit that thing and bend it back down so this will sit flat right here. The underside's buckled also down under here. And I can also put it in a press and just crunch it, which might be a better way of doing it. So we'll worry about that when we get it off next time. So now what I got to do is get my shock on there, change out my sprocket, and move this wheel back a little bit so I got some room to work on this thing. And then play around the truing. So, all right, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We'll be right back. Okay, got the shock on there, so now we're getting the ready to pull the wheel. Hey, somebody left their body hammer tool right here. out of the way. Okay, before you pull your wheel off, you gotta get the load off the axle. So to do that, we gotta jack the bike up until the wheel spins. There we go. Should slide right out now. Here. Tripod in the way a little bit. It's off. Pull the axle out. Ugh. Everything just fell out. Good. Okay. Pull the sprocket off now. Chain probably won't come off. You won't. See if I can get a hold of it this way. Like that, and just pull it. You can also use the steering wheel puller right here. Pull it out. Your choice. This one's quicker. Too tight. A lot of load on the chain there, so probably not going to do that with this method too much. Nope. Alright, can't do that. You break the chain, keep pulling on that. So now you get a steering wheel puller, harmonic balancer puller, whatever the hell you want to call that damn thing. So you gotta do it the other way. So much for the easy way. That sprocket went on there pretty hard, so I was hoping it would come off easier, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so you go range pullers. One of these big ass things like this. We're going to need a couple of 5/16 bolts, preferably equal length. Those look pretty good. And we're going to need like a 5/8 socket here, as I recall. I'm going to do it this way. Kind of sucks. Alright. All these tools are in the way. And a 5/8 socket. Alright. Now we're back. Make sure you screw the bolts in at least one diameter. You know what that means? You're in trouble. In this case, the 5/16 bolts, so one diameter is 5/16 of an inch. If you only go in there a couple of threads, you'll pull the thread out, especially on a tight one like this. So this one here, I don't care, I'll go all the way through. It might be 3/8 thick, so I'll go in there at least 3/8 of an inch. Make sure it pulls out pretty equally. Alright. Definitely broke a chain off. No doubt about it. That would have broke a chain. It's still tight. The problem with this is too big to go through the sprocket. So I'm going to go back to our standby one, this one again. I might be able to pull the chain off maybe. Yeah, get at least past the links of the chain. That underneath that one. Just under that one so we don't hurt the chain now. sprocket. Alright, came off. That's a 22. It was not a happy camper. I got 21. I'm going to do my 21. It's a brand new cheapy 21, made in Taiwan instead of an American one. This customer looks like it's pretty cheap. You don't want to pay any money for a good part, so I use a cheap ass sprocket. Of course, once I get the correct rear sprocket, we'll go back to the 22 in the front. So this is just for mock-up. So the 79 sprockets are a 16th taller right here, so they all set the chain out, which we need because it hits on the tire real bad. Being a piece of crap Taiwan sprocket, it goes right on. So. Have to beat it on with a big sledgehammer like we did last time. So, damn, tools don't want to come off. Okay, that was easy. Nothing to it. Okay, now we gotta go back and put the rear wheel back in there. Of course, we got a big mess over here to clean up too at some point. We'll let the maid come by and clean this mess up later on. See the maid? The maid's in charge of cleaning up around here. We'll just see who the maid's going to be this week. See, I'm the only one here. We already know who that's going to be, right? Okay. Now I get the axle back in. Axle adjusters. The brake caliper fell out too. So you're going to put that back in. Everything fell out. Stupid ass PM pads here. Don't want to go back in the hole. Oh. Okay. Bang. Okay, not that far off. Okay, I got two spacers on this side. I got a thin one and a thick one. Wheels in my way. Okay, there's the thin one. Alright, where'd the thick one go to? Somewhere I can't see it probably. Someone's going to be yelling at me. It's underneath the tire, dumbass. Ah, no, it's not. Alright, where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's on top of the darn muffler bracket, dumbass. That's where it's at. Screwdriver. And screwdriver when you need it. Ugh. Time to sit on the back. Okay. It's like a roulette. Goes down the bracket, rolls across the train, drops on the rim, falls on the ground. obvious how it's working, but I can't do the damn thing. If you can't see, you don't know what to do to make it go in. First problem is the axle's in the way. Piece of crap. In and out. There's a little spacer. I like to just use one spacer, but the problem is can't get one spacer in there, it's too long. Not with this setup. You can't do it this way either, can you? Now we got it. Kind of. That's what gets the threads all bunged up. Oh yeah, we're way low. Oh, that's why it went in so easy. Dumbass. Stupid adjuster came out. Getting better. More practice. We'll get all the good comments about how I'm a dumbass. Don't know how to put an axle on a bike. You're right. Send me your video, I need help. I can watch it, see how to do it. Yep, threads are bunged up. Oh. Alright, tension on the axle now. I'm going to pull back my adjusters an equal amount to keep the wheel square. Jack the bike up a little bit in the air so I can rotate it. Be enough. Yep, it rotates now. Okay. Oh, I can sit down finally. Sitting on my ass. That's my favorite position. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We'll go over and do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. How's our clearance now? There we go, clearance. Now, as you call the swing arm, got the chain got really tight when the swing arm goes up, so I gotta back this up because I went too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press it right. I'm going to adjust this. I can leave the axle forward. Now, if you stand on the chain, like that. Beat on the tire a little bit back here. That shoves all the adjusters forward. And then tighten the axle up. Now we got some clearance because I don't know how much the swing arm changes on heights, but it'll probably change about that much. Alright. There we go. The wheel rotates now. Appears to be rubbing slightly. Not sure why. Maybe it changed in a way. Yeah, I need this over here. Okay, so now our problem is some dumbass put a fat ass tire on a Sportster and it don't fit. Appears to be hitting on a chain right there. So you got two options. Well, three, I guess. Change the tire. No, we're not doing that. Cut the side of the tire away. I would do that. That's what I do on my race bike. See this 1/4 inch thick of material sticking out here? You can take an 1/8 inch off this thing, 3/16 without doing a damn thing. This is all cosmetic. This lip right here is strictly cosmetic. It does not do a damn thing. Except get in the way of your chain. Now, if I did that, every time he changed a tire, he would have to do that to his tire. Kind of a pain in the butt. So option 3 is move the damn wheel over to the left more than we already did. See how we incorporated some clearance over here now, down here, from where we had before, because I changed the sprocket and moved the wheel back. This is tapered here. The more you move it back, the more clearance you gain. So we gained a little bit of clearance. Now right now we are still in the forward part of the swing arm slot. So we're not going to gain a lot of clearance, we're going to gain a little bit. So if I move this thing over 1/8 of an inch, I think we'd have plenty of room on that over here. We could probably move this thing over 1/4 inch before we got in the swing arm over here. Anyway, 1/8 of an inch would probably get me off of the tire. At least not hard on it like I am. It might rub on it every now and then, but right now it's hard against it. Now, being a tire, it will self-clearance. See these little marks it puts in the tire? It will grind it away. But it looks like crap. It makes the chain hot. Not needed to be done. Okay, so the way we're going to fix this by offsetting it, we're going to go ahead and let the air out of the tire. Once you figure out the valve stem is, it's over here. That way there's no load on the sealant inside the rim. Now these spoke rims have a big wide silicone bead in here that's probably about 5/8 of an inch thick, which seals up the inside of the rim, so you don't have to run a tube inside the spoke wheel. I'm not too fond of that, but it seems to work most of the time. I have had them where they leak though. So you want to take the load off of the silicone, because right now you got air pressures squeezing that silicone into the spoke nipples. We're going to be turning the spoke nipples, so we need to take the load off of those. You do that by letting the air out of the tire. You do the same thing. You do the same thing with the tube. Oh, that didn't go very far. I figured it shot that sucker across the room. Yeah, right down there on the floor. Okay, so we just took the load off of it, so now we can do what we want. It's not going to really hurt anything. Rarely will it hurt a tube, but no. Okay, so this is my Harley spoke wrench. Let's see what kind of spoke nipples they put in this thing. Okay, now we need to move the rim that direction. So that means you loosen up this set, and you tighten up the other set. I don't know how tight these spokes are. So if we loosen these up a couple, we tighten that up by 3. That'll be a good starting point. Now 60 damn spokes is a lot. So there's 1. Nope, that ain't 1. That just rounded off that spoke. These are some flimsy ass spoke nipples. Yep, that rounded that one right off. Wonderful. Nothing like screwing stuff up right from the get-go. Yep, just did another one. So these are not going to want to move. So why are they not moving? My guess is they put nothing on the spoke threads to keep them so they wouldn't corrode and lock themselves in. Alright, well that plan just fell straight through into the dumpster. That sucks. Let's try something else. We don't give up that easy around here. Yeah, that thing is not moving. That's why it didn't move. Yeah, that spoke is not moving at all. Oh, those things are gritty. Boy, those things are horrible. Oh, those things are nasty feeling. Yeah, those aren't moving. Alright, I put it back where it was. Alright, that option just went through the toilet. So that ain't gonna happen. So now they're just grinding the tire away. The problem was, I was figuring on moving it over, that's why I got the strut bent the way it is. So now that's all wrong too. See, the shit pile keeps just going. Alright, well, what are we going to do to fix this problem? I got to do something I really don't want to do. Okay. So to get the 1/8 of an inch I need, I'm going to have to go over here. We have room between the rotor and the bracket here. So what I'm going to have to do, and I also have room between the bolt heads here and the bracket. I'm going to take a little bit of material out of that spacer right there. And I'm going to put a spacer between the caliper and the bracket and move them over. Which is going to take away clearance from my exhaust that we just made over here, down there. The caliper might that might rub on a caliper. Alright. Just stinking wonderful. It's a rosy day in the playground. Alright, so I'm going to take some material out of here. So I got to go measure some spacers, go measure some washers, and do some playing and get this wheel moved over. Now the next problem is I'm going to have to put a spacer underneath the sprocket here and move the sprocket over, which I don't really want to do either. That'll be the next problem. So I gotta come up with a 100th thick spacer to put on that thing. Which means I probably won't have to make it. I don't think anybody makes one that tall. And the next thing is yeah, see the problem is this sprocket has a lip on it. These hubs don't have a lip for holding the sprocket, it's very low. If it came out 100th, there wouldn't be anything left to put the sprocket on. So now the sprocket's free to jump around, it's not dialed in correctly. So that means the next thing is you have to go to a stepped deal. And then a thick adapter, put a flat sprocket on it, which gains you 200 thou, or 150 depending on who made the sprocket. So you take that and you add it to your adapter to run a flat sprocket. So that adds the other numbers. You have one up being about a 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch tall adapter. And do it that way. As long as you got clearance for your bolt heads here, you're golden. Well, it appears we do have room for our bolt heads, so we're going to do that. One advantage of that is they make an adapter where you got a late hub, early sprocket, so it allows you to run a standard sprocket, not these special ones here. So that's the only plus in the deal. I actually have that in stock. Of course, I just got done changing that front sprocket, so that gets to change back too. What a fun project this is going to be. I think it's a good time to go home. That's what I think. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's definitely a good time to go home. Yeah, it's almost tomorrow. See, now I just made myself another hour of work here. I'm thinking that's what I want to do. We'll leave this for another day. All right, but we'll figure it out. It's just a matter of parts mixing and make it work. I'm happy the strut that turned out nice. It didn't flake the chrome off. It's good. I like that. That was good. I'm happy I got that part done right. Of course, now the fender might even fit. We haven't tried putting the fender on since we did all this work. Oh, this thing's heavy. Look at that. It just fits in there like a glove. Look at that. You put your bolts right in there, and that thing's mounted slick as shit. There you go. Look at that. See, we cleared the chain over there now. As long as we clear that bolt up there, which I think we will, we'll be fine. Alright, well at least the fender fits. That's a plus. I got that part handled. I'm not a total dumbass. I got one thing done today. Well, I got two things. The fender fits between the struts because I bent the strut. Oh, I fixed the side stand. I fixed the exhaust. I did a couple things today, I guess. Oh well, fun, fun, fun. So you spend the whole day, you got nothing done really that looks like you did anything, but you got a little small stuff that did. Got the shocks lined up. We're going to have to refigure out the bottom because I bent everything around, so that's going to change. I think I'm going to take both shocks apart so I make sure it bottoms out equally on both sides. So when we mount the fender for real, we'll do that. First we can get the wheel offset where we need to be. So that's a whole nother day project. That'll be later in the day, not today. So anyway, it's getting there. The kid wants to put the correct mufflers on too, so maybe I'll break down and pull them out off the shelf. Alright, that's it. It is almost tomorrow, so we're going to go home.